Fira from the Lawrence Hall of Science. In our last Astrophysics Friday video, we took a little tour around the icy moons in our solar system. But today, let's actually visit the natural satellite that's most near on the sky and most dear to our hearts. Today, let's discuss our very own moon. A little recap. A moon or a natural satellite is an astronomical body that orbits a planet or a minor planet. In our case, the moon is the Earth's only natural satellite. It is the fifth largest natural satellite and it is bigger than any dwarf planet in our solar system.
Out of all the astronomical objects in the sky, the moon is the one closest to us. The moon's diameter is one-fourth of that of the Earth's, which is actually the largest size ratio for any planet-moon system. Its relatively close distance and size ratio makes the moon appear big in our skies, even more so when it's near the horizon than when it is overhead. From the Earth, the moon appears bright and its features can be seen pretty clearly with just the naked eye. The surface of the moon is marked by two regions, the heavily cratered highlands and the darker and smoother volcanic Marias, which is Latin for seas. The impact craters on the highlands are a result of asteroids and comets that collide with the moon's surface. On the other hand, the Marias are a result of solidified lava that used to flow on the moon's surface due to the moon's volcanic activities in the past.
Despite the bright surface of the moon actually doesn't emit its own light. Some of you may have already heard of this, but the moon is actually reflecting the light from the sun.
As light from the sun hits the moon will reflect the light from the sun towards the Earth. So, as a result, we see the illuminated side of the moon from Earth. This is a picture of the Sun Earth Moon system. Pay attention to how the moon orbits the Earth as the Earth orbits the sun. Because of this configuration, the light from the sun will hit the moon differently as the Earth revolves around the sun. This causes the moon to go through phases. This is the reason why the moon could look different on different nights. Here are all the phases of the moon, also known as the lunar cycle. We also have a storytime episode on the moon phases, so feel free to check that out if you're interested. Another fun fact about the moon is that we can only see one side of it from Earth. The reason for this is because the moon is tidally locked with the Earth, meaning that it rotates about its axis in about the same time it takes to orbit the Earth. Thus why one side always faces the Earth and the other always faces away.
Seeing the highlands and the Marias on the near side of the moon, naturally we would expect that the far side of the moon would look similar. However, that is not the case.
In 1959, the Soviet Union's Luna 3 mission was able to go around the moon and took a picture of the far side. Interestingly, it was revealed that the far side of the moon consists mainly of highlands and barely any Marias. This is an interesting mystery. In addition to this, we also discovered a mystery about the moon's composition. Several human moon missions, like NASA's Apollo programs, have brought back rocks from the moon, which revealed that the moon's composition is pretty similar to the Earth's, which raises even more questions about our little night sky companion.
Scientists have worked so hard to figure out these mysteries of the moon. But ultimately, if we want to find the answers to these questions, we have to first figure out how the moon was formed in the first place.
Scientists theorized that not long after the Earth was formed, the Earth had a giant grazing collision with a hypothetical Mars sized planet called Theia, causing materials from both objects to blast into space. These debris eventually coalesced to form the moon.
Although this isn't the most peaceful explanation behind the moon's formation, it is the most widely accepted one. This is why the moon's composition is very similar to that of the Earth's, but not entirely, because the moon was formed from both materials from the Earth and Theia.
This collision was so massive that the surface of the Earth practically melted, and the moon was molten too. In the beginning, the moon may have rotated a lot faster, but the rotation eventually slowed down due to the friction caused by tidal forces, until it was completely synchronous with the moon's orbital period and became tidally locked with the Earth. This also explains why the near side of the moon is marked with a lot of Marias and the far side of the moon doesn't. When the Earth was blazing hot, the near side of the moon gets heated up a lot, while the far side of the moon remains relatively cooler. The material from the near side of the moon would vaporize and condense on the far side, causing the crust on the far side to be thicker than the near side. Therefore, the surface of the far side is much stronger than the near side. On the near side, when the moon is met with collisions, the surface is much more prone to cracks, and when they do, lava will pour out of the cracks and form Marias. On the far side, however, the surface is much stronger, so cracks don't form as easily, which explains why the far side of the moon doesn't have as much Marias as the near side.
Today, there are still many unanswered questions about the moon. One of which is whether or not there's water on the surface of the moon. Studies have shown that there could be over 1 billion tons of water on the moon's surface. This is a mind blowing discovery, and it only leaves us even more curious about the moon.
Scientists speculate that impacts from comets must have deposited some amount of water on the moon's surface, and that they are stored somewhere deep within the craters of the moon as ice. This leaves us open with the possibility that perhaps one day the moon won't merely be our satellite, but also our second home.
It is no doubt that the moon has always been an object of interest to humankind, and rightfully so, since it is the astronomical object that is closest to us, so we continue to want to learn more about it. And to those who may have witnessed it or experienced it, the moon landing of Apollo 11 in 1969 was an extraordinary and unforgettable moment.
There have been plenty of missions to the moon, and more moon-bound missions are being planned for the future. I believe that it is only a matter of when before we return to the moon and discover more about our beloved nighttime companion. And who knows, maybe the next astronaut who will make their way into the moon may be one of you. As the first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong, once said, "This is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind."
And with that, we've reached the end of our video today. Please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more science content. And tonight, I invite you to look at the moon and just marvel at how incredible our universe is. And while you're at it, go ahead and ask big questions about the universe. I'll see you next time. Bye!